Well, we're a month and a half into the Syracuse women's ice hockey season so far, so it is time to break it down. And for all things women's ice hockey, we have CitrusTV beat reporter Sam Rothman in studio tonight. And so in looking at the team so far, just a 4-7-2 record. It took them 10 games to get to 2 wins. Not a great record so far. What has been the biggest problem for the team?
Well, if there's been a storyline for the Orange this season, it's been its inability to play the full 60 minutes. And Coach Flanagan has said multiple times that each game feels like a tale of 2 games, meaning Syracuse comes out strong, they grab the early lead, but then they start to take penalties throughout the game, and they've really been struggling with their discipline. And against Boston College and Providence, they came out, they grabbed the early 2-goal advantage, but then you saw it slip away as they were able to come back and capitalize on these power play opportunities. So going forward, Syracuse really needs to stay out of the box, because that's when you see them lose that energy and momentum that they came out in the first.
Yeah, you have to be able to stay on the ice to win games. But looking at Boston College, that was the number 2 team in the country at the time, and Syracuse jumped out to a 2-goal lead. In order to do that, you have to have some star players on this team. Who has impressed you the most so far?
Well, senior veteran Stephanie Grassi missed early games due to injury, so this allowed other players to step up, such as Kelly Rosewell and Brooke Avery. These 2 line mates have combined for 18 points on the season. They're tied for the most goals on the team, both at 5. So they've really been playing great together. And on the back end of things, Lindsay Eastwood on that second D pairing has been feeding the puck to these players. So this trio has really been, their chemistry has been great, and I think that will grant them success going into future games.
Yeah, well, Syracuse has clearly been battle-tested so far. They played against the number 1 team in the country, the number 2 team in the country, but the CHA Syracuse's conference doesn't have the same type of talent. In looking at going into conference play, what does Syracuse have to do to be able to rack up those wins?
Well, like you said, 4-7-2 on the season so far, but 3-1 in conference play. And the biggest difference was playing against Wisconsin and Boston College, those top-ranked teams. Even though they didn't come out with the wins in those games, they were great learning lessons for the team to see what they needed to improve on for the future in the season. And since they were really struggling with their penalties this season, they were really able to work on their penalty kill throughout practice, and that's been the difference in these conference games. Even though still taking a lot of penalties, 19 penalties against Penn State, able to work on the penalty kill, and that will help them in future games.
Yeah, and looking at the last 2 seasons, Syracuse, a losing record in the non-conference play, but when the season is all said and done, the team has come out with a winning record, and they will look for wins number 5 and 6 this weekend when they host Lindenwood.